What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about OnyxCoin today, XCN USD. Hit that like button, subscribe if you want to see more content like this. And let's get into it, you guys. It's the 25th day of June. Here we are with about 21 hours, 40 minutes left in the day, sitting here at 1.47 cents. Chilling. Looking like we want to move up. Definitely looking productive here, guys. I feel like it. Maybe I'm just seeing what I want to see here. I don't know. But I feel like here we had a lot of indecision candles. I feel like here we have a lot of indecision candles, right? Look at the daily RSI. We were down here at the oversold zone. We're here at the oversold zone. Little double bottom there, little double bottom here. I mean, we've definitely had a different reaction so far out of it, but getting above the 50, continuing to grow like we did yesterday, getting higher highs in the RSI, higher highs in the closing price. It's a good thing. It's definitely not a bad thing. And actually, with yesterday, did we close? Let's see. We did oh so barely. Oh, no, we didn't. Let's see. No, we actually did close a little bit below that day there on Monday, so that's okay. We'd ideally like to get a daily close that's above this day. I think that would be a big deal. That would implicate that we are ready for a breakout of this overall bottom consolidation phase. Until then, again, not financial advice, not a financial advisor. It's still very possible that we could go a little bit lower, back down into this golden ratio zone. But I mean, we tipped it. We've had a positive reaction so far. I expect this to continue going through. Again, though, when you find support at the golden ratio, if you find resistance here and you return back to the golden ratio, typically you would expect to go lower. I don't think that we'd go lower in this sense, but if we find resistance here, perhaps a return to the golden ratio, getting some kind of lower low, slightly lower low, double bottom at the golden ratio could happen. Until we close a day above this day here, Monday the 16th of June, until we close a day above there, I'm convinced, I'm not completely convinced that we found our low, though I am leaning toward the idea that we have found the low. I am expecting that, right? The call is that we move higher, not that we move lower from here. Let's look at the 1 hour time frame. We'll start zooming out from there, and then we'll come back to this, okay? 1 hour time frame. Not a whole lot of volume on this last pump, right? It was actually off this little dump here, but overall, it kind of looks like you have an ascending triangle, right? You've got these ascending lows. You've got a flat top here, right? You kind of had a little blemish there, sure, but it's ascending. It's like an ascending triangle. So the low volume should implicate that we're going to get a breakout one direction or the other pretty soon. Volume should back it up, whatever the move is. Looking at the 1 hour RSI, it's bullish, but it could be more bullish. I mean, rejecting the overbought zone and finding support here is not a bad thing. That's definitely not the case, but I'd like it if we could get some drives into the overbought zone, not just little tiny things to get in and out. I want to see some like living situations up in that overbought zone in order for us to get really bullish, and that could happen any day, man. I mean, today could be the day, tomorrow could be the day, sometime this week, by the end of this month. That's kind of the anticipation. But looking at the 4 hour time frame, also bullish on this 1 hour. In case it wasn't clear, just because I have some issues with the 1 hour RSI. Don't let me confuse you. This is absolutely bullish. It does look very bullish, but it could just look more bullish, and I want it to look more bullish, right? 4 hour RSI looks like it's in an ascending triangle of its own, actually, right here, and I would think that we are on our way to getting overbought as well. Getting overbought on the 4 hour time frame should lead us to breaking out of this overall. Whoop, I thought I had the brush. Should lead us to breaking out of this overall consolidation phase. If we're breaking out, you guys, OnyxCoin moves at one pace and one pace only, and that is super fast. Wouldn't surprise me in the least if today, man, today, the 25th, if we saw some kind of a movement that was 20% or greater. I mean, let's just see from here. Yeah, if not 20%, at least an 11 or 12% move, something like that. Maybe at the most 40%. I mean, we could really see some strides. And you guys, you know what happens if we get a 40% move, right? You know what happens whenever we get a movement like that. It's probably not going to stop, right? It's at that point that if you wanted to FOMO, right, there's not many cryptos that I would say are safe bets to FOMO in after a 40% pump. But man, OnyxCoin, if it does that, all you know is that you've got more to go after that, right? And a phenomenal amount more. I mean, you could literally, this thing could pump all the way today. By the end of the day, we're at 1.47 cents right now. It could pump all the way up to 2.1 cents, and you could confidently buy there. And by the end of this week, we'd be at like 5 cents. You would have 100% gain. It's the easiest money to make when it's in full stride, right? And when it's in full stride is when we're getting days like this where you're moving up 40%, 36%, 24%. Not so much of a full stride, but still, you know, days like this back here, 90%, 42%, 98%, 40%, right? Those kind of days there. So 30, 40% or more. That'll be very indicative that we are seeing a robust move taking place, right? And even if you miss the 40% pump, you're trying to catch it or time the absolute low where your check comes in next week or something, and it just happens to be that the day before your check comes in, that it pumps 40%, you can at least still buy confidently knowing that the price will continue to go, right? Most cryptos, when they pump 40%, it's probably not a good time to buy because you're going to get a little volatility. And not saying OnyxCoin can't get volatility, but I would just think that a move that goes up to 2 cents or more from here, it's on. It's on real freaking hard, man. We're going to go right through the roof with this one. But again, let's get back to the 1 hour time frame here. Looking bullish. 4 hour time frame. Right, yes, we're going to get into the overbought zone. That should lead to a breakout of this. That's why we went to the daily. Okay, because I wanted to see where would we go if we broke out of this range. Well, from a high to a low, I got distracted with the bullish perspectives here, with the BS, the bullish sentiment. Primary target is 1.7 cents to 1.8 cents. Okay, the 1272 to the 1618. But with these small fib ranges, you typically do go to the deeper extensions. So I would actually consider something that is around 2 to 2.37 cents, right? Something in that area. I wouldn't be surprised at all if we saw a move like that over the coming days. And by the end of the month, I'm not necessarily expecting at this point in time that we'll be at 5 cents. I'm just saying if OnyxCoin wants to move up fast, we really still could be at 5 cents or more by the end of this month. Absolutely, we could. But I definitely believe that we're above 2 cents, you know, over the next week or so. We have how many days left in this week? 5 days left. So we have like 6 days left in the month. So by the end of the month, certainly I think that we would be above 2 cents, maybe even 3 cents. If we're looking at this here, there's a case to be made that before we get to 5 cents or any prices higher than that, because of the resistance we found with the golden ratio and we came back down here, it's kind of a non-ideal situation to go below the 382 anytime you find resistance to the golden ratio. So because of that, I think it is important to mention that we could find turbulence at the 886, 786 area. If we find turbulence here, we can see a move that goes from 4 cents back down to 2 cents and then back up, right? We'd see some crazy volatility or something like that. Maybe it's a little bit of a consolidation phase, takes us into the mid part of the month of July. But I think that going into the middle of July, the end of July, things should really be exciting. We're going to be skyrocketing to new relative highs, man. I mean, when this thing gets to new relative highs, it's really not stopping until, I mean, based on what we did earlier, at least 15.7 cents, right? But probably 26 to 32 cents is where we'd be going. That's my expectation, at least. The daily RSI looking very, very bullish. And again, the last kind of piece to this puzzle down here to validate that this daily RSI is in fact bullish, I think would be to close today or any day above that day there. We almost did it yesterday, but if we could do that today, that'd be nice. That'd be very nice to see. Where are we relative to this fib? We did the extensions, but I didn't do this one yet. Low or high to low here. 236 like that. Yeah, man. I mean, this kind of interaction with the 236, I got to say, even if we were to go lower than this low, it would be very unlikely that we don't at least hit the 382 before going lower. But man, if we get above the 382, we're breaking out of this range. I just don't see a case scenario where we don't go to 2 cents. I mean, I would bet a lot, and I am betting a lot, man. We're going to see a 2 cent price or more here very, very soon. It could be by the end of today. I mean, look at this 4 hour. Look at this graph. Look at this 4 hour RSI, right? We're just one good pip away from getting overbought. We get overbought, you guys, we're breaking out today. This is our first 4 hour candle of the day. We've got 6 of them total, so we got 5 left. In the next 5 candles, absolutely, we could be at 2 cents, if not well on our way, and beyond that, right? I'm waiting to see how this develops. I want to look. Let's see. What did we do? Maple Finance, by the way, guys, is just on an absolute tear. Talk about fumbling the bag on that one, man. That one absolutely exceeded my wildest expectations, but that's okay. It's nice. It's been doing a slow climb over time, and that's really nice. But OnyxCoin, as it's been doing a slow decline, whenever it comes up, it's going to make up for all that time, man. It's going to move at a very, very fast pace. Let's see. Volume, right? 6%. Okay, not a whole lot. We didn't really move up a whole lot yesterday, right? When we're making moves, we're getting like desirable volume. Whenever we're moving down or we're just moving sideways, that's when the non-desirable volume comes in. But even then, actually, 6% isn't bad. There's plenty of cryptos that they get less than half of that, even on their moves up, right? So this I guess, is desirable for a lot of things, especially at this market cap. But for this thing, I'd like to see more. Somebody wrote a comment. I don't remember if it was on X.com or if it was on YouTube, but somebody wrote a comment saying that that we need more volume for OnyxCoin, that we're not getting enough volume. Dude, I don't know what you're looking at here. I don't know what's going on, but just so we're clear, guys, if you're looking at the Coinbase volume or any kind of exchange volume, I want you to understand, okay? I just want to be very, very clear that this kind of volume was ridiculous. That was like multiples higher than what the market cap was. Okay, that's not good volume. That's just crazy. It's psychotic volume. Even this here was like 100% of the market cap, right? It's still same thing. These levels of volume are actually very good. We're actually seeing very good volume, and the fact that the good volume, the 8% relative to the market cap or more, 8 to 12% or more relative to the market cap ratio is coming in on the moves up only and not the moves down at all. We are getting good volume. Okay, just trust when I tell you. If you're looking at this and you think you know what you're talking about because of these spikes here, oh, we're not getting good volume. No, don't let this distract you. That's nice. That's great and all. Maybe that was part of the reason why we moved up so much. But man, and maybe we get some here. Don't get the more volume, the better if we're moving up, right? But again, you don't want to see too much volume. More volume, like whenever we get to 100% or more of the market cap, that's kind of scary. I think that's weird stuff. It gives me the heebie-jeebies. But I'm not gonna sell even if that happens, man. I'm gonna hold my bags like a good little boy, high to low, waiting for 26 to 32 cents by the end of July, if not sometime in August. And again, a point that I'd like to make is that OnyxCoin, we've seen it top off here. It topped off 6 days after Bitcoin topped off. It topped off here like a month before Bitcoin topped off. It doesn't need, just because Bitcoin's moving up or topped off already, it doesn't need Bitcoin to direct it whenever it's time to top off, okay? It typically does move up best when Bitcoin is moving up as well, but it doesn't need to wait for Bitcoin to top off. I think Bitcoin's next move here, because of how delayed we've been, I think we will top off sometime in August. Not the end of the cycle, just the next top, right? Like here we topped off in the middle of May, end of May, right? Here we topped off before, but that wasn't the cycle ending high. I just think we'll top off in probably some point in August at this point in time. OnyxCoin could very well still top off in July, and I wouldn't be surprised at that. That would actually be ideal, because if OnyxCoin finds its high first, you can take profits and roll it over into other cryptos. While this thing comes down, you can roll it over into other cryptos that are going up in the meantime, because Bitcoin's going to continue to grow. Like, that would be nice. If it tops off after Bitcoin, that's also fine too, man. It's like whatever. We're going to get there, though. 26 to 32 cents is coming. There's something else I wanted to talk about, and I can't remember what it was. It was something to do with this price here. Oh, yeah. And another comment. I don't know. I know you mean well. I think you mean well, whoever wrote this comment. But somebody was saying there are reputable YouTubers who are doing TA on OnyxCoin, and they think that if we get to 5 cents, it would be a miracle. Count yourself lucky and sell, or something like that is what they said. And it's like, dude, I don't know about these other YouTubers, but I've been doing TA for 9 years. I've been in the crypto bull markets for 3 cycles now. This is my 3rd cycle. You started off your comment by saying that that we've already done a 100x or something like that. OnyxCoin hasn't done a 100x, you guys. It hasn't, right? Low to high. And here's the deal too. Let's say it did a 180x already. It did a 72x. It hasn't done a 100x already. If you think that that's bearish and that means that it can't grow more, you guys, understand most cryptos don't look like this. Most cryptos don't. They don't have this kind of volume consistently coming in and out. They don't have these kind of maneuvers happening, right? They're still in their accumulation ranges right here, right? OnyxCoin broke out, and it's been consolidating now for a very long time. It's ready for that next step up. If you think that 5 cents, we're going to be lucky to get there, I would, and if you're listening to analysts who say the same thing, that we'd be lucky to get to 5 cents, I would say, no offense, they don't know what they're talking about. You don't know what you're talking about, right? You probably haven't done enough research into OnyxCoin, but I have. And I think we all have at this point, right? You've got to be obsessed at this point, talking about it day in and day out, twice a day for so long, man. We do a lot of research. In fact, I haven't done my 12-hour check-in on the Onyx DAO to see if there's any kind of updates. Justin Sun, the banana man, he made a little post there. Let's see. June 23rd, OIP 58 extend the Onyx gas refund program. That's cool. That's nice. Little things like that, but still, it's nice to allocate 50,000 USD to extend the gas refund program, aiming to incentivize staking and voting by reimbursing gas fees. Well, that's nice. That's nice. That's a little benefit to the community. It's not crazy. It's not groundbreaking, but that's nice. And they're doing things like this all the time, man. They're implementing things. The DAO's being utilized. Polls are being passed. You know, we got liquidity on BNB chain. We still haven't been listed on Binance. And man, what a absolutely phenomenal catalyst that would be. Imagine if we actually got listed on Binance, you guys. That's the one missing piece here. We do that. Binance listings are very bullish. And what I love most about Binance listings is if we get a Binance listing, whenever that day comes, whatever day that is, we'll know, boom, that's the selling point. I don't care if we're at 15 cents or 11 cents. I don't care if we're all the way up at 45 cents, right? Or let's say, actually, hold on, let me rephrase this. If we're at 11 cents and Binance listed OnyxCoin today, as bullish as I am to 26 to 32 cents, I'm bearish on a Binance listing, right? Sell. Time to get out. If it kept pumping, that's like the 1 out of 100 times that it does that. And it does happen, but most of the time, no. If we're at, let's say that here, we're at 26 to 32 cents, and we hear the news that Binance is listing, and they're going to list in 5 days. I wouldn't sell here. I'd wait 5 days until Binance lists, and then I would sell. And not all of it. Again, when I talk about selling, I'm talking about selling a small portion. I plan on holding OnyxCoin to the end of the cycle. I don't think that 26 to 32 cents is the end of the cycle. When I talk about end of cycle stuff, we're talking about $1.03 to $2.60, or most likely somewhere in between that area, not either of those targets directly, right? We're a ways away from that. So ain't no way in hell I'm selling at 26 to 32 cents, right? I had someone ask, they're like, wouldn't it make sense though, if we're at 26 to 32 cents to roll your profits to just sell out and then look for the next one that can do 100x? Because right here, I was having a discussion. We can have a 100x right here, but whenever we're up here, wouldn't it make sense to sell out and then put it into other things that have 100x potential? The thing is, guys, there's plenty of things that have 100x potential right now. That doesn't mean they're going to get there. But as we develop in the cycle, that 100x potential goes away. As we develop in the cycle, you're lucky to get a 10x, right? After this next move, getting a 10x is going to be an absurdly hard goal to get. Right now, 10x is easy. That's below the standard. 20x is below the standard. We want a 30x or more at least. 100x is great. And I have 100x prospects for OnyxCoin. I really think that we can get there. We might not. It's possible that we don't see 100x from here, but it's possible that we see more than 100x as well. You know, we could stop, I think, at a 70, 71x at a minimum. That's my expectation. 100 and what is that, 20x, 118x, maybe we go all the way up to 150x or something like that. Any of that's possible. It's all very, very possible. But I wouldn't, don't get your heart set on 100x, right? If you do that, you can screw yourself up. Take it from a guy who I didn't sell. I had a 100x coin last cycle, Dogecoin. I had the sell order right at 100x from where I bought. You know where it topped off at? 97x. You know where I sold on average? It's like a 14x, right? So don't let that. And I mean, I actually did more than 14x with my money on Dogecoin last cycle, because I did sell and then buy back, and I double dipped and all that stuff. But from my original buying point, I averaged out at a 14x, right? I'm just saying 97x is okay. You don't need 100x. 80x is okay. 71x, 70x, that's okay too. Don't get your heart set on that, and don't be disappointed, right? I very much do believe that the main point of this part is, I think that no, I will not be selling the majority of my OnyxCoin here. I'll sell some, like a trading position for that, right? Maybe even a little bit more of my original bag. At this point in time, I would have 100x from the original point that we bought at 0026, so I'd probably let go some of that just on principle alone. I think that's good practice. You should just sell 100x's when they come, right? You should, but that's this guy's opinion at least. But I'll keep a large portion in there for the rest of the cycle, because why not let it continue to grow, right? Long-term capital gains, all that stuff, right? And less taxable events. And the minimum target I would expect by the end of the cycle is $1.03 to $2, and then above that, obviously. I don't think we get to 260. I'm not even completely sure we get to $2, but I like that $1.70 to $1.03 area. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. All that to say, my friends, I think we're on our way higher. We got a little bit of time left in the week, in the month here. It should be exciting. If it's what I think it'll be, I think that we'll have a better week this week than we had over here. That was a 122% week. By the end of this week, you guys, we really could see something that's larger than that. 122% from here. It's at 2.8 cents. I mean, genuinely, by the end of this month, by the end of this week, you guys, we could be double that, triple that. Who knows? Crazy, crazy stuff. And we've seen this kind of movement before. OnyxCoin is only more bullish now, more postured for bullish things, and we've been consolidating, man. It got put on everybody's radar here. People took it upon themselves to make their plays if they wanted to. People saw it move up, and they're like, oh, damn it, I could have bought. You've got another chance now. You've got another chance. How many people at 2.7 cents when we were there in April wish that they could have bought at 1.4 cents? You know what I mean? We're at a good place right now. How many people up here at 4.9 cents wish they could have bought at even this high on this week? You know what I mean? Like, we're in a good position now. We're finding support at prior areas of resistance back here. We're in the land of the rising sun, and it will prevail, as it has always, as it has. It'll continue to prevail, and we will climb to new relative highs and new all-time highs soon enough. I got nothing else for you guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, hit the like button, please. Thank you all for being here. Subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and I will see you guys on the next one. It's a very fierce bounce off the golden ratio. I'm anticipating that within the next day and 22 hours, by the end of this week, we should have a very positive reaction going forward. So at least 2 cents by the end of the month, if not likely higher than that. All right, take care. Bye-bye.